is Cindy, and I work for VIPKID, and I also administer the VIPKID iPad Users Group. And this video is going to be all about the iPad and how to use it for VIPKID. Now, our iPad Users Group is composed of over 3,000 members at this time, and I would say, well, I did a little bit of survey recently, and not everyone on that group will use their iPad exclusively for teaching, but many of them do use just the iPad for teaching as their primary device. But I would recommend that everyone in VIPKID land would get an iPad as a secondary device for their classes. Many people on this group will report that their computer will update or things happen and you need a secondary device to get online. Otherwise, you're going to get a teacher IT or teacher no-show. So what happens is at the beginning of class, if you cannot get into the class at the first, minute, then you will get a teacher no-show. They just look at it like you did not show up for class. This happened to me a couple months ago. I think my power went out or something, and I was right there ready to go, but I couldn't get in fast enough, even with my iPad. So I got a teacher no-show. So it's really important for you to have a secondary device, because with VIPKID, you're only allowed 6 cancellations altogether during a 6-month period, or you will go on like probation. And you could get your contract canceled and you could be suspended from the company for a period of time. So it's very important for you to be able to get into class. Now, if it's during class, say your power goes out and it's during class and they know that you were in the class, then you might get a teacher IT, which is better than a teacher no-show. It does not count as a cancellation. So keep that in mind, but I would recommend that everyone at all possible to get an iPad, and you will need to get an updated iPad. Like the older iPads will not go online. So I have an iPad 3. It has 32 gigabytes. I believe that's the lowest you can go. And so keep that in mind. Some people like to get iPads with the data paid for. Some people just use a hotspot. That's what I do, is if my power goes out, my internet goes out, or if I'm traveling, then I will use the hotspot on my phone. And I have Verizon, so it seems to work well for me. And I haven't been anywhere. I did go traveling last year. I haven't been anywhere where I couldn't use the internet, sign into the internet, or to use my hotspot. All of those worked. But some people really love the data plan, and they can get an iPad and go on their data plan for very low price, and that might be an option as well. So right now I am hooked up to my computer and I'm recording this video with my iPad hardwired to my computer, and I am streaming it through CamTwist. So I have a wire going from my USB port to my iPad, and I'm using CamTwist to show my iPad here. And this is my front screen. I have the HD app. If you look at this, if you're new to VIPKID and you're new to the iPad, okay, now when I make it bigger, it doesn't show the HD app. Okay, so maybe I can pull it down a little. So here you see the HD app has a white corner, and that white corner means that you can use this for teaching. There's also the solid orange app, which you can also load that to your iPad, and that can be used also on your iPad, but you cannot use it for teaching. You can use it to like do feedback and stuff like that. So what you want to do is you want to load the HD app, and when you click on that, you will get to this screen, which is your portal. And when up in the left-hand corner, you'll press done, and this is your teaching section. And when you want to teach, when it's 30 minutes before class, the very top lesson will turn red. And when that is red, you can press on it. It does not go red unless it's 30 minutes before class. So 30 minutes before class, you can press on that. You will be in the classroom. But other than that, up in the left-hand corner is a home button, and you can press home, and then you have your portal. Now, some of the things about the iPad are you cannot use ManyCam on your iPad. You cannot use the AR stickers. So if you're new, you may see people in VIPKID videos and stuff, and they talk about the AR stickers, or they talk about the ManyCam or the cam twist, like using it right in your camera. That does not work for the iPad. You cannot do that. You have to use the just the regular teaching classroom, which is when you press on the red button, you will see your classroom, and you will be able to see all the features of the classroom that way. You cannot go into the classroom until 30 minutes before class. Okay, so here I have some feedback to do. So I press on the 5 feedbacks here. When you want to do feedback on your iPad, you can do that if it's 30 minutes after the last class. So the last class I just did is less than 30 minutes, so I cannot go into that class, but I can go into one of my other classes. Whoops, I pressed on materials by accident. So I'm going to go back to the home button, and I am going to press on my missing feedback, and I'm going to press on just the feedback button. Okay, so the feedback button will bring me to the classroom, and I'm going to put this swap video source with my cam twist. Okay, so you see here that I have, this is just like you would have in your regular browser, and you can do feedback. Now, if I press class playback, when that class is converted, you can watch the playback. And I found that it doesn't always play the whole thing. Like sometimes it'll play the student, sometimes I don't know, it like doesn't do it exactly like your computer would, but you get the general idea of your lesson. So here's my lesson, and there we go. So you can watch the playbacks now on your iPad, which is kind of cool. So what you're going to do is you're going to type your feedback into the feedback, and then just make sure you press save. So that is that. So here is so I'm going to press done, and every time you press done, you're going to come back to the lesson list. So then you have to press home again to get back to your feedbacks again. Okay, so this is how it is. This is a new app. Some of my previous videos had a little bit of a different setup for the iPad, but they updated the app, and now they have like the portal on one section of the app, and then they have the lesson list on the other part of the app. And when you go into the classroom, you're only going to see the classroom. On the computer, you have things on sides, like you have the notes on one side, and you have the ability to add your feedback on the right hand side. For the iPad, you're only going to have the teacher and the student, and then you're going to have the lesson in the middle, and you can use a wireless keyboard, or you can use the keyboard that is offered inside your iPad, and it kind of has you press a button and the keyboard will go up, and then you minimize it with another button. So you can use that keyboard. A lot of times with the iPad, I'll use a whiteboard, and I do use the keyboard sometimes, but if you're going to use the keyboard a lot, you might want to just write stuff out on your whiteboard for the lessons. Okay, so for the iPad, it is a very simple classroom. And the thing I like about the iPad is that when you press on that HD button and you go straight, I'm going to go out of it. I press on the HD button, and I press on done, and I can get to that classroom within seconds. That's what I like about the iPad. So if you're on your computer, you realize it's not loading, something's wrong, you can switch over to your iPad very, very quickly. And it can save you. A lot of my friends have reported that the iPad has saved them. Even though they like to use their computer, having the iPad close by can save you in a lot of different situations. And what happened for me was way back when I first started with VIPKID, I had an older computer and I thought that it was going to be fine for classes. And then I realized that it wasn't going to work for connecting to China. And so I had an iPad, and I had seen that someone said have an iPad close by and use it as a backup. And I ended up using my iPad for my first 1,000 classes that I ever taught for VIPKID, and it worked really well. And the reason I went to using a computer was, number one, I wanted to do YouTube videos, and you cannot go live on YouTube without a computer. And I also wanted to use the digital rewards, and digital rewards you can use the digital rewards with an iPad if you use your phone. Like, you could load up your digital rewards, like I have the Stars to Apple app, and you can hold up your phone and you can show people different things, like here's a farm. And you can do this with your phone, which is really awesome for traveling, because then you don't have to have a lot of different props with you. So you could use this for traveling with your iPad, and it's a really, really great resource. But I also wanted to try to do it all on my computer, and so that's why I ended up using a computer. And now, most of the time, I will use my computer and I will hook up my iPad using the cam twist, and I will kind of go back and forth with that. So this is your iPad app. It's very simple, very easy to use, and the classroom is very easy. And the classroom part is the same for as it was before. Just the app itself has changed so that they have the portal available for you through the app. So the solid orange one is kind of like your phone app. So you can use this to do feedback. You can use this for all the same things that you use for your phone. You have the home button. You have your time slots that you could add or take off classes. You have a students tab, and you have your account statistics and stuff like that. And so this one's just like your phone. You cannot teach on that one. You need to have the HD app for your iPad teaching. So thank you for watching this video, and please like and subscribe this video, and I would really appreciate if you would leave a comment. And if you have any other questions about the iPad, please reach out to me by comment, or you can find me on the Facebook group, VIPKID iPad users. And there are a lot of people on that group sharing their tips and tricks, and sometimes they upgrade the app, and there are different things that are unique just to the iPad users. And there's also a lot of information about what type of stand that you might want to use, or you know, just general teaching information, what kind of iPad to buy, what kind, and I do not, you know, get a commission on anything that is presented in that group. And it's just, I just created it to bring all the iPad users together and share information. That's all it's for. So reach out to me. And also, this video is in a playlist for iPad tips and tricks. So if you would go back to that playlist, there's more information on different things. I share a lot about different rewards that you can use with the iPad, and different things that might be helpful to you. So thank you for watching, and I hope to see you around. Have a great day.